During challenging times, many people turn to spirituality in search of answers to seemingly impossible situations. Neville Goddard's teachings on conscious manifesting have gained significant attention among those seeking spiritual growth. In this video, we will explore the role of the mind in conscious manifestation and how to break free from its limitations. According to Goddard, the power to manifest our desires lies within us. We are divine beings, and the power is within us. Despite identifying ourselves and the divine as separate entities, we are all part of the same consciousness that animates the reality we perceive. Some call this consciousness God, the universe, or the source. Regardless of the label, this consciousness is what we experience through our human senses. As conscious beings, we are the animators of our reality. We are consciousness experiencing itself, and there is no separation because there is only us. However, despite acknowledging the concept of our inner power, we tend to adhere to long-established beliefs that limit us. The illusions of separation, time, and scarcity still influence how we perceive the world around us, and we often interpret our inner power through the lens of these illusions. We doubt, we deny, we react, and we lose faith. Nevertheless, we are still conscious throughout all this. We invite everyone to re-examine the human mind in light of the law of assumption and Neville Goddard's teachings. Many argue that our minds enable us to observe our divinity, but this is a misconception. Neville says that the mind is the realm of perception, but it is not divine. It is the home of our senses and how we process them. The power within us is far beyond the mind and the senses. The mind is where logic and linearity reside. It is where we house our traumas and beliefs that we have adopted from our observations throughout our lives. We believe that lack always precedes fulfillment because it makes sense to us based on what we have experienced. We think that we can only comprehend something if we witness it happening step by step. This mindset is understandable since we rely on our senses to perceive the world around us, but we struggle to identify the source of our perceptions, and this is where the mind comes into play. As we embark on our manifestation journey, we often feel desperate and try to control every thought that enters our minds. We write countless pages of mindless words, hoping that our desires will manifest. We argue, stare at rejection letters, plead, cry, scream, and fight. We even talk into cups of water and drink them, hoping to shift our state of being. We exhaust ourselves by doing and doing until we achieve minimal results. Once again, we are filtering the divine through the lenses of logic, linearity, and lack. To break free from the limitations of the mind, we must first understand what the mind truly is. It is a place where logic and linearity reside, and where our traumas and beliefs are housed. We have adopted these beliefs from our observations throughout our lives. We believe that lack always precedes fulfillment because it makes sense to us based on what we have experienced. We think that we can only comprehend something if we witness it happening step by step. To manifest consciously, we must move beyond the limitations of the mind. We must shift our focus from the mind to the heart, where our true power resides. The heart is where we can tap into our inner guidance, intuition, and wisdom. When we connect with our hearts, we can access a deeper understanding of our true desires and the path to their manifestation. In our quest to understand and achieve our desires, we often find ourselves limited by the framework of our logical minds. We try to make sense of the infinite within a finite system, which can be both exhausting and confusing. We become fixated on the idea that hard work is required to attain what we want, even when we acknowledge that everything is limitless. However, we must recognize that we don't need to make any effort to achieve our desires. If we find ourselves making strenuous efforts or feeling like we need something, it means we have not yet fully grasped the concept of conscious manifestation. According to Neville Goddard, we are all part of the universe, which means that everything we can imagine is also a part of us. This realization should empower us to recognize that our thoughts and feelings are not obstacles to getting what we want. We must understand that our negative thoughts or doubts will not hinder us from achieving our desires. The mind plays a crucial role in the manifestation process, as it helps us recognize and project our desires onto reality. However, we are not limited by the mind or the duality it creates. We are beyond the limitations we have imposed on ourselves, and any seeming obstacles or lack of progress are just bumps in the road. Our higher selves see all circumstances as opportunities for growth and learning. We are allowed to feel the pain of our experiences, as it is an integral part of our journey. We cannot experience love without experiencing pain, nor can we appreciate having something without experiencing the lack of it. However, we must recognize that these are all observations occurring in the mind. Our true power goes beyond the mind, and we must remind ourselves of this during moments of doubt or wavering faith. It is crucial to understand that the divine has already accepted all that we want, and it is only a matter of time before we receive it. Our desires are being made for us, and they are ours alone. Nothing in this world can take them away from us. We must trust in the process and believe that everything is working out for our highest good. In life, we often feel like our minds are working against us, preventing us from achieving our desires. However, this is far from the truth. Our thoughts are not ruining our manifestations because they already exist within the divine. And where does the divine exist? Within us. Thus, we can never lose what is already within us. We are all there is, and we are all there ever will be. Reminding ourselves of this fact is the key to unlocking our true potential and achieving all our desires. When we realize that our desires are always unfolding, we begin to observe how wonderfully things start to fall into place for us. This realization helps us have faith in the journey we are on, no matter how challenging it may seem. The universe has a way of bringing us exactly what we need at the right time, and we must trust that it is always working in our favor. Even when we are faced with seemingly insurmountable circumstances that appear to be blocking our way, we must remain steadfast in our faith and trust that everything will work out for the best. It is important to be patient and trust the timing of the universe. Our desires may not come to us as quickly as we would like them to, but they will come when the time is right. As we continue on our journey toward our desires, we may face obstacles and challenges. These challenges are not meant to deter us from our path, but rather to test our faith and determination. In these moments, it is crucial to remind ourselves of the power that lies within us. We have the power to overcome any obstacle that comes our way, and we must trust in our abilities and inner strength. When we face challenges, it is easy to lose sight of our goals and become consumed by fear and doubt. However, we must remind ourselves that fear and doubt are merely illusions that we create in our minds. It is important to focus on the present moment and remain optimistic about the future. Our thoughts have a powerful impact on our reality, and by focusing on positivity and abundance, we attract more of the same into our lives. We must also learn to let go of any attachment to our desires. While it is essential to have clear intentions and goals, we must also understand that attachment to specific outcomes can hinder our manifestation process. When we let go of our attachments, we allow the universe to work its magic and bring us what we genuinely need. This does not mean that we should give up on our desires, but rather trust that the universe will bring them to us in the best possible way. Enjoy manifesting. Enjoy manifesting. Enjoy manifesting.